Over the last several weeks, I've been really considering my leadership as a pastor here at our church. And one thing I realized is over the last several years, I wasn't leading in a strong way. I was more passive. I wasn't communicating properly. I wasn't communicating clearly enough to our people. And what I ended up doing was, instead of leading out front, I sort of just kind of morphed back and was just kind of going on with what the path of least resistance was. And where there's no vision, we're told in Proverbs, the people perish. There's confusion. There's people get upset, different things. And I had just become way too passive in my leadership. And so what I've realized is there needs to be a necessary gap. So mind the gap of leadership. There's got to be a necessary gap between you as the pastor and the church as they follow you. Now, if you go out too far, you're going to be a martyr, right? You still got to be able to let people see where you're going, right? So you've got to be out far enough to where you can actually lead and see where God's taking you and your church family. But you don't want to be so close that they don't feel like they have a leader, right? Because if you don't have a leader, other people are going to step up and it's going to create a lot of confusion. So I want you to mind that gap, create that. Here's how you manage the gap. You foster credibility by communicating back to people and living a life of integrity before them. And in response to that credibility, they trust you, they trust Jesus as you follow him forward. You create credibility back to your folks. They give trust forward to you as there is that gap. Okay? So mind the gap, producing credibility with integrity. Mind the gap, asking for their trust as you faithfully lead them, as you faithfully follow Jesus. Press on, faithful pastor.